Okay, everybody. Hopefully this should be the last tutorial, but if not, I'm going to definitely try to keep this within 5 minutes. I am at the home screen right now, so I'm going to get out of the home screen and I'm going to go into two areas, customers and vendors, each one, and I'm going to follow up with two specific type of transactions. One is going to be receiving cash payments from your customers, and the other one is paying bills to your vendors. The first one is we're going to receive payments, and I've clicked on customers, so now you can see the the customers I have. There are three out there, and we have three invoices outstanding to be paid. So we're going to pay those bills. I mean, actually not paid. Excuse me. We have three invoices that we're going to receive payment from. So we're going to get some money. So just letting you looking at the different types of options you have available. You can create statements. And again, as we talked about before, a lot of the different options that are available to you, I'm not touching on too much in the tutorials because I want to keep them within 5 to 10 minutes. So that I suggest if the assignment is asking you to create a type of report, particularly for a customer, you can go right in this area here and create it if you need to. But for our purpose today, I am going to demonstrate how to receive payment from our three customers. Again, I'm using fictitious information. So the payment that we are going to receive is not going to be on the same date that we actually invoice. So I'm going to use some dates here to some fictitious dates. So I'm going to say at January the 31st, they were so kind to pay us earlier than we had anticipated because it's not really due until the 31st. But nevertheless, I'm going to put that date there. Don't worry about my dates per se because, like as I said before, your instructions are going to give you all the information you need as to the dates and all that. The main thing here is just follow the process. Here's where the reference number is. I am going to put it into 125000, which is the check number. That's going to be my reference. I am not going to put it into undeposited funds. I want this money to be applied to the AR account. So I'm going to leave it here for a second, but I'm going to immediately take it out. And we're going to talk about that in a second. So right now I'm going to put it undeposited funds, but I'm not going to leave it there. They're going to pay the entire amount, and I am going to accept it. But I'm going to say accept and close because I want you to go back to the main screen. So I put the payment date. The method's going to be in a form of a check. I selected, or the system automatically selected it, and we're going to pay the amount in full. Not all payments are made in full. However, some invoices can be partially paid, and it's good to know that you can do that. Some invoices can't be paid in full, and you make an arrangement with your customers. But nevertheless, you're paying in full. So that one payment is done. Now I'm going to go to, again, I say I'm saving close. I'm going to go back to Mr. Fing, and I'm going to receive payment from him. And again, I'm going to use a date that's here, the 31st. I'm going to give it check number 1234, and I'm going to put it into the default account for now. And I am going to pay him in full, and I'm going to say save and close. Very easy. Final person I'm going to receive payment from is Mr. Jerry Perez. I'm going to leave the date as it is with the payment date. I am not going to touch that. And I'm going to give the check number 00123456. And again, don't worry about the reference number I'm using. It will be most certainly different in your project. He's going to pay the amount in full, and we can see there's nothing left over. I'm going to say save and close. We have now received payment from all of our customers. Now, we can generate a report, which I want you to do because this is going to be how you show what you have received. So let's see what kind of reports can we do. Let me click on all reports and see what we have. If we're going to manage our accounts receivable, I'm going to look at to see what the type of invoice or the reports that they have for us. You can look at your agent detail, your customer balance. I'm going to look at a collections report. No, I don't want to look at past due. Let me see. Let's run a statement. No, because they're going to have a zero balance. Let me see. What reports do we want to see? Go back to all reports. Let's see. Business, accounts payable. Where's our bank? Let's see. Let's see. Statement of cash flows is great, but I don't want to run that until I actually get the other transactions in. We might want to do one more transaction here. And let me see. I'm getting to be 4 minutes in. So let me make certain I can do this here because I don't want to have to go into any transactions. Let me see. New transactions. We don't see that here. Let me look in QuickBooks. See if we find any transactions. see. I don't like that very much. I'm going to get back to that one because I want a report that's generated, and I'm trying to figure out how to fix that. Now, we've already received payments from our customers. Now we're going to pay a couple bills. And what we're going to do is we're going to pay a supplier first, and we're going to, now this one here says choose an account. Don't worry about that. That's pretty much not a big deal. The reference number is going to be the actual check number that we're going to generate. So I'm going to use the check numbers 1, and we're going to pay them the full amount. Now I'm going to click on save and close because I want to close this. So now we are paying his bill, and we should be, select account for this transaction. Okay. I wonder if they want me to do checking account. Okay. All right. Well, we're going to put it in our checking account, which makes sense. When you see this, don't worry. And this one's going to be Bank of Trust. And it's a checking account. And it does not have a subsidiary. We have no beginning balance because we are a new company. All right, save. So this is where the money is going to come out of, which is fine, but that's the main thing here. We put our supplier that we're going to pay. We're going to tell it what account we're going to pay it out of, and we're going to say save and close. And we're going to print later. We're not going to print right now because I want to just get these paid. So let's make a payment to Mr. Boswell for his consulting services. We are happy to work with him. He is absolutely great. We love him. We're going to pay for these, and we're going to print our checks later. Save and close. So now we've got 2. I want to go to another area here where it says transactions. And I want to take a look at banking for right now because now it looks like we may have to, I didn't want to do it like this because it does require you to go online. Let me think about how we're going to handle those 2 payments. For the sales, the same thing here is true. We want to check all these transactions that we recorded. They look very, very good. More than that, we want to do some other things. So I want to do, let's see, we paid our bills and we absolutely received our payments. So it looks pretty good. The main part of this is knowing what to do to pay the bill and knowing what to do to receive your payments. And I'm going to go through this a little bit before I stop here. Just to see. The only part about the banking that I don't think we're going to touch is creating a bank online, connect account. So what I'm going to do at this point is, let's see. Let's see what we want to do. I don't want to connect. Let's see what I can do here. Now, we've got the transactions here. Now, I want to also take care of one more thing, and that is going to be applying that money that we just received. And I'm going to put this on hold for just a second, and I'll come right back. Hold on 1 second. Now, class, we just put in a few transactions. The first transaction was receiving payment from our customers, and the second transaction was paying our accounts payable bills. Now, when we put our accounts payable bills in, because we didn't create an account for a bank, it's going into the how can I say this? Going into the undeposited account, which is not where I want it to be. So I'm looking at the transaction we just created. So my thinking for you would be, when you put your transaction in for the payment, I want you to make certain that you put that amount in for the payment into the bank account that we have set up. Now, this one here is going to go into the checking account. Oh, it doesn't like when I do that. Okay, so I'm going to click on checking, and I'm going to click on save and close. And the only reason why I'm changing these, I want to modify it. Now, I'm going to change also these other 2 transactions. All I'm doing really is for Mr. Fingers changing the account that it's going into. Instead of going into undeposited funds, I want to go into the checking account. So I'm going to change it here. And I'm going to save and close. And it will ask me if I'm not sure. And I'm absolutely sure. I don't want any of my payments to go to the undeposited funds, because what will happen is it never hits accounts receivable. And you know exactly what I mean by this because you guys are accountants. So we want to make certain that the invoice gets credited to the proper account, and we want to make certain that the accounts receivable is affected. So now we're going to save and close. So now, really quickly, we have created 2 payments to our vendors, which are here, and we've created 2 or 3 payments. We received 3 payments from our customers. Now, generally speaking, you're going to have to generate a report for these type of things. So what we're going to do is we're going to generate a report. Let me see what report we can rerun. I want to click on all reports here, and I want to create, let's see, review sales, purchases, and let's look at management reports. Manage employees, business overview. Let's see what we got here. I'm going to run a statement of cash flows report, and I'm going to run that. This statement of cash flows report I'm going to generate, and I want it to cover several periods. So I want it to go from the 15th to 02/28/2015. I'm going to click run report. Good. Now this is a report that you can generate, and I think that's going to be a part of your assignment. The main point that I want to address with this particular assignment is how do you pay your bills and how do you receive payment from your customers. Let me know if you have any questions about this, and I have gone over my time, so I'm going to check out. Talk to you later.